Okay, Avi, we are live. We can start.
Okay, so welcome everyone, and of course, it's a joy to be together, and I love this energy field. So I'd like to thank everyone who's made time to come here. For us, it's really, really special, and we feel really wonderful because we are so well connected, and it's like home. And this is a very special time, as we all know. Somebody gave a good kind of example. I was reading. We're all at kind of sea. Some people are in their yachts. Some are in their, boats. Some are in cruise ships. Some are in single life-saving, rafts. Some are in the water with life jackets. Some have drowned even. Some are swimming without any aid. So yeah, very challenging times. And from the last wave, we can all see and feel that we are much closer to the uh, pandemic than before. Like you all must have some relative, some close by, some friend also having got the, the virus. So, like I mentioned in my post as well, that you all must be going through challenging time. Uh, Personally, it must be kind of a struggle mentally and emotionally. It's not really an easy time. But like I feel that every crisis has an upside to it, and it's an opportunity if you are sharp enough to see it. Because I mean, from a higher perspective, there have been pandemics and epidemics before. There have been wars before, but they come and go. And this one is here, and it will probably also pass because there are good signs on the horizon. We are getting vaccinated. We are waiting for our second shots, and maybe this is soon behind us. We don't know. But there is a glimmer of hope, and there are positive signs that this would be soon behind us. But on the upside, I think a disruption is generally positive to wake us up from our slumber, to get us out from our comfort zone and begin questioning about how we, been living our lives. In fact, for the whole of humanity, we were rushing, and we were going after things. And I think in some form, grace is, at work here, saying, stop, slow down.
Well said.
There is,
Well said.
there is, maybe more to life than what collectively we think is, success and, happiness. And we all have got, there's something we didn't have, all of us, but now we all have it. Something very precious and priceless, and that is time. We've been postponing things that were close to our heart, things that we wanted to do. And now we have the time, and we don't have an excuse to go really after what we really in our hearts want out of our lives. So I think it's a very special time that way. And I think grace is in operation for the whole of humanity, that, rethink what we've done to the environment, what we have done to the collective consciousness, what we, aspire for needs to be questioned. And I think the future of humanity lies with the individual. What am I doing with my own level of consciousness? And it's time to look within, and it's really time, to sort and put our own house in order. And then, it is possible that there is a order on the outside. We are very lucky to be born in this country where there is, a treasure of, knowledge, which tells us that, it works from the inside out. We look for arranging situations, or arranging circumstances to go for happiness, but we need to look within. And if the inner is in order, then it shows on the outside. So I think it's a precious time, and I would motivate everyone to, use it really well, because it will not come again. The COVID will be behind us maybe in some months, and maybe it is said that, most pandemics, most epidemics are followed by a big boost in, in business, people's risk-taking ability. I hope you can all relate on the kind of videos you must be watching on paragliding and the kind of plans you may be making for paragliding. You don't mind, going out there and, doing big expeditions even. So yeah, you can expect a kind of a big boost, after this is over. So yeah, I just wanted to share a bit of, what's going on and, how I see it. I do not make too much of it. I, don't think about it too much. And I do the work that I need to do. I try to bring clarity to what I need to do, want to do. And in terms of COVID, I don't want to become a carrier. So I do the best I can, to not go outside too much and, stay safe. And of course, you're all, doing your best. So yeah, on that note, we'd like to start our conversation. We don't want to extend it beyond, 12 o'clock. So if you have something to share, please write it in the, chat. And if you want to talk about something, you want to share something regarding what we share with you now, what I share with you, and Anita shares, if something comes to you to share, just make a note or, raise a hand that Ninad will, put you in the queue to, talk. I will take about, we will take about 20 minutes or so to share what we have on our table. And then it'll be an open house for everyone to, interact and share and, talk their stuff or whatever we want to share. Okay. So yes, so here we go. I'll begin with, our plans for online sessions since we have time. It's off season for most of us. And I'd like to remind you what we did last off season, last year. We organized some amazing sessions. We covered a whole range of topics, beginning from how to choose your glider to talking in depth about launches, talking in depth about landings. We talked about thermaling. We talked about cross-country. We went in depth on weather. Rohit took one on instruments. We also had some people share on some expeditions they did, like Kilimanjaro, and we had Bruce Goldsmith coming in talking about design and all that. So there was a whole array of topics that we covered that help you become a better pilot, to keep you informed and updated. And those videos are still on our YouTube channel, and they're available, and people are still, taking advantage of them, visiting them, and, upping their game. For this off season, I am, with help of Nina, putting a core team together. I have reached out to some senior instructors who have agreed to be part of this core team. And the idea this time would be to be more creative with our online sessions. We don't want it to be, knowledge going from one end and to a passive audience, but we want to make it more interactive. We want active participation, and we want to be more creative with our sessions, where it is more more fun and more inclusive. So I've reached out to some people. We will get together. We'll put our heads together and curate some interesting online sessions, where we'd like everyone to bring in some knowledge and share. We will also probably invite some experienced pilots in the field, wherein you interact with them, you ask questions. Sajid has been doing some fantastic work with this podcast, and he's part of this core team as well to contribute. And there's Vanik, there's Rohit, there's Wiz, and I'll reach out to some more. If you have ideas, please share. If you're interested, please let us know. And this is how we want to go about, the online sessions. We are thinking this particular time of 11 o'clock on Sunday may, suit a lot of people. So we'll probably stick to that. And we will have these sessions maybe, twice a month. and not make it too much as well. We go easy with it, but we want them of high value. So this is what we had in mind. We are in a sport which you can never say enough. You cannot have a luxury of becoming a master, or saying that, okay, I know this, which is also a beautiful aspect of this sport. You're always a learner. So we hope to keep you updated with the latest. We hope to bring you fresh information that goes a long way to make you a safe and more competent pilot. So that's the plan. That's one. Number two, I'd like to talk about APPI shortly and briefly. I've shared with everyone what is on, and now you can print your own license. We are available as a school to the club community. If you have something pending, for example, you have verbal requirements pending, we will organize a private session for you. Please, make a note of this on the chat if you need, or please talk to your mentor, and we'll organize private sessions for you. If you've done a 10-day course, if you've done a 20-day course, we'll also be organizing capsule sessions for people who have missed out, or people who want a revision, people who've done 10-day, 20-day courses. Okay, so capsule theory sessions and verbal requirements. If you have sign-offs left in your APPI, licensing, then we can organize that with the instructors, and you can get those sign-offs as well. So this is also going to be available, and we plan to organize that and use this time to do things that we can do during the off season. So we'll put a post on the club as well. So please let us know if you want to join to be part of the online session, capsules, or verbal requirements, or you want to do a revision of any of the capsules. Okay, so that's number two. A little update on APPI. We are coming out with a fresh, brand new website, and it's a big upgrade from what you have been seeing. And the good news is that your certification book will all go online. Okay, so you can have your paper one, but things will all go online, and you'll have a big advantage of not having to carry it. Your instructors can sign you off, online, and you can progress, like that. It'll be a good idea to be an active member now during this period. You have access to the exams, and it's a good way to quiz yourself for your level, or the lower level, or the higher level, and get free knowledge. So I would recommend that if you're free sometime, you're getting bored, go in and quiz yourself as a pilot and see how much you know. It's good to test yourself like that. It's only going to be helpful and useful to you. Okay. So yeah, that's about APPI and about the private session that we'll organize for capsules and theory sessions and verbal requirements. So that's from me. So these are going to be, the online sessions where we'll design it for the whole community, and some private sessions which we'll design for people who want to do capsules and verbal requirements for certification. Okay. I'd like to invite Anita now to talk about another aspect that we want to, go forth with, and it's called inner flights. And in times like these, I think it's a good idea. It's like our, lounge session that we used to have to come together and, maybe have a definite topic and talk about it and share ideas. And these are lonely times. We are quite by ourselves.
Are you talking about it, or am I talking about it?
And over to Anita. Sorry.
I'm on, guys. But besides that, on a much serious note, it's like when Avi and I are seeing all of y'all, it's like meeting our family members again. And I can't tell you how grateful we are for each and every one of you. You are in our prayers and in our thoughts in these difficult times. That's why I'd even put up the post if anyone needs help. We have a beautiful community and a very strong network of pilots. I personally depend on them if I need help, and I know a lot of others also connect to people in various cities when they do need it. Apart from that, this is a time, I think, other than the technical and the capsules and the other sessions that we are going to do for our club pilots, also a space with all of us together where we can just breathe, where we try to sort of center ourselves, try to gather ourselves and talk and speak to a community which has seen us at our best and our worst, our most victorious and most fun and most glorious flights, to our most frustrating and scared and weakest moments. And that sort of binds us together in a way that no one out there in our normal world would understand or would get. So let's take advantage of this connection and really talk about subjects that we would not talk about normally. And maybe it helps us and strengthens us and centers us to get some calm and peace in all the turmoil outside. Just a small effort, maybe just a session a month or 2 sessions a month. But we'd like to invite all of you and just be honest and help yourself and all of us to heal together. Sounds like a plan, guys. So hopefully we plan that soon and we'll keep you posted. Yes, thank you.
Okay, so the next topic is a friend of mine actually threw this at me, and I'd like to share with the, all of you, and I shared in my post as well. Can paragliding play a bigger role than just personally enjoying the sport? Can it socially benefit others, and can we do something for the environment as a community? So just a food for thought. What came to my mind regarding socially what we can do to uplift something, and something came to Anita about the environment. We'll just share our ideas, just one idea, and it can be a project, and if it clicks with you, you can be part of it, and we can together with a team of 4 or 5 can take it up and see where we go with it. So I think it was a brilliant thought that somebody threw at me, a friend of mine, and that how we can take it beyond our personal enjoyment. So socially, I feel you all know the setup of temple pilots, how our instructors have benefited from getting an opportunity to build a career. So the idea was that we take a pool of, let us say, 20 or 40 or whatever number we decide of locals, local boys who are whatever level they've reached. We select them. We take this group and we train them from ground zero to certified, qualified tandem pilots. Okay, we can take a group of 20 or even 40 or whatever.
And they could be from different areas, not only Kamshed.
Yeah.
They could be from places and areas that have been ignored or neglected, or that need a boost, or where there's a fantastic flying site and it's, it can be used by people and really have a completely healthy livelihood, path to livelihood. Yeah.
So we, we put the plan together, okay, from ground zero. This is the time taken, this is the money involved. And in fact, I have made some inroads. The good news is that, I was appointed as a consultant for paragliding for Satara district, where Panchgani is. And the collector is very keen on doing something like this. They've done it with water sports. And when I gave him this idea, he was very kicked about it. And he said, I'd like to do it. And we can, put this together and present it to him. So we could take 10, 20, whatever boys from there. And I've also tried to put this across through MAC, Maha Adventure Council. I had the fortunate advantage of meeting Aditya Thackeray, who's, the tourism minister. And I just it was about, government regulations, but I kind of dropped the idea. And he was quite, kicked about it and said, yes, this is doable. So we put this together and, and these young boys get this opportunity to make a career, and we can identify spots like, Panchgani is there. We can take boys from there. There is Murud Janjira, which is a beautiful flying site, and tandem activity could start there. And this is what came to me when I was thinking about doing something socially.
And
so this is one idea.
And in terms of the environmental, assistance, so we had spoken to the forest department earlier, and we will revisit that again. So simple things like when we are flying, we carry seed bombs, or they give us maps for surveys they want to do, especially when we are crossing distances. There's also a lot of counting involved, and there's a lot of simple stuff that they can be helped with aerially. So that too.
So I had flown the chief of forest at Alpha site, and
quite some time back. He's
got
transferred.
He got transferred, but
yeah,
we're talking about air seeding, and he said that would be fantastic because we can fly over the forest. Like I was flying him over the forest, and he said like it's not accessible, and there are these seed bombs that you get, and you just chuck them, and they're designed in a way that just drop them, and they would come to fruition. So yeah, so we could have meetings with the forest department to take this forward as well, or simply projects like simple projects like pilots for trees.
Yeah,
wherein you come on weekends, you come and fly, and we've been working with forest, like the whole Tamil Palace team is
part of the Green Army,
and we've joined them for some plantations, and we could take some area which they're very happy to give. They're happy to give us saplings where, pilots, plant trees, and we have their name, and they look after it when they come flying. And this could be a good kind of initiative as well. So the idea was like we as a community, do something, because the sport has given us a huge, you all know that, buggers, everybody knows what the sport has given you. So maybe, like we can, return and do something from our side as a community.
And we are also open to suggestions because, we're just seeing it from how we've been seeing it, but we're totally open to anyone who has any idea. And
guys, just since the ideas things are there, last year, a few of us started something known as Paragliding. And that included Rohit and Shabad and Doc and Arif and Shri and a lot of our guys, Vishal, and we gave away to we created about 3 or 4 fundraisers on keto. So if you want to do that, we can also do that to raise funds for the environment and give it to NGOs who are working towards that. So Paragiving is still on, and we can continue with that. We have a keto thing through Vishal. His friend does it, and we raise funds, and it's easy to just do it, and people actually give because it's you in the front of that donation drive or the fundraiser. They know that it's going to the right cause.
Yeah.
And a lot of people like Vainik and KK, they really come up and help, and a lot of other people are over here. Like I've forgotten the names also. I hope whoever I missed don't feel bad. But this community is pretty good at giving, so just wanted to let you know that we've done this.
It's very woke, I think. Also, I mean, we've been doing it on a personal level, but you're very right. When you come together, you can magnify the amount of help you're giving to a whole new level. So, Vishal, we shall take your help and move ahead.
Always here. Always here. Just say the word.
Thank you. Thank you also for joining us. And I think is KK here. I invited KK as well to be part of our club. And he can be part of, organizing the sessions as well. Next on my agenda was the last point before we open the house and everybody comes in to share and discuss and ask questions if there are. It's about future club plans and flying tours. Well, it is very uncertain. We don't know whether travel will open in August. Things are opening up a little bit in Europe, but I don't know about international travel. We don't know about Bali. See, we don't have much visibility in this direction. And we don't even know whether, how long the second wave lasts and if there is a third wave. And if we do open a season normally in October. So as we go further and we get more information, we will, share our plans with you. And I had plans to be in the Kulu Valley in the beginning of June. And I had plans to organize some high altitude flying for our club pilots. I think I mentioned it to a few. In June, like there are strong valley winds, but you fly on top and you top land. And there are some great sites. And I was to go and fly for some time and then, organize a group and have some high altitude flying. Gorgeous and stunning flying there. I started my flying there, by the way. But I don't know if that'll be possible now because it doesn't look so great in terms of how the second wave is faring. Bali also, we don't know.
We don't know, it's not going to happen. Let's face the truth.
Yeah, you never know also, Yeah. I mean, the people here are like super hopeful and super positive people. So never lose hope. So I don't know, we don't know. So we'll see we'll take it as it comes. And yeah, I mean, we like the house to be really open now. And any ideas, anything that comes up.
Yeah.
I'll just share with you. Santosh Dal is based in Dusseldorf, and he was trying to get his German license. And we were talking about what are the ways, what are the hurdles, etc. And he's making headway there. And then just yesterday, I got a message from another pilot who got transferred to Munich, and he was asking like how do I go about. So I put him in touch with Santosh. So stuff like that. I was also talking to Santosh about, we have been wanting to open a test center in India. There's none at the moment, a proper official test center. We are in talks with Nova to take this forward. So there are some small projects like this which you can be part of, or something strikes you, and please share, and we can pick it up and have paragliding benefit in the country from what we do. So opening a test center is what I'm very keen on. We don't have one. So every year you're supposed to give your glider, get it tested, check the lines, check its profile, check if it's out of trim, and we trim it for you. And we give you a certificate like you get in Europe, that okay, it's okay for another 1 year, and it's okay for another 1 year, and it's okay for another 1 year. So we don't have that. We like to have that. So some bit of progress is happening in the direction since somebody took initiative, and we take a few steps further. So yeah, I think that's all from what we have on the table to share at the moment.
Okay.
And Ninad, you can take over, and we can have people talking and sharing.
Yes, Nagendra, you can talk. Unmute yourself.
Sure. Thank you, Ninad. Thank you, Avi. And it's really nice meeting you all here. I have a few observations. I see less bearded men this time than the first lockdown. Shows you're positive about it. And thank you, Sajid, for wearing your wig. Your Facebook picture was something different. I really thought you cut your hair.
I knew it.
And Avi, you have taught me for decades, okay, as master instructor. One thing you didn't teach me, one more observation. You're the only one sitting here as a couple in one screen. How do you do that? And because we
don't start on that.
Hello? He did not have anything to do with this.
No, I want that fight to happen.
I have an equal say in temple pilots, my dear.
No, he did not teach us how to bring our better halves or girlfriends or boyfriends on the same screen. None of us have. Some kids came up. That's wonderful. Mr. Shah got his kid.
Dave flies, na? He's a pilot.
Yeah, I know. So, Abhi, don't go without an answer, okay? We need this answer.
I take offense to this question.
I also try a lot, but I try to get somebody else's better half.
I have answered a little bit.
Hey, dogs are also allowed. Gabbar should be here.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Gabbar has abandoned me today. Gabbar's girlfriend has showed up.
Vishal gave too much company to them. Now he wants a break, right? Avi, don't go without an answer.
I told you I was taught.
What rubbish.
You're asking, Nagendra, you're asking the question to the wrong person. You need to ask Anita. She's the one who set it up. Avi has just showed up and sat down in his chair.
Yes, yeah.
Master instructors know when the...
Nagendra, seriously stirring the wrong pot.
I had this in mind, you know.
Bilkul. You know, this is a pressing question up in the skies, on the ground, while landing, while takeoff. Why I am not as lucky as these two here, yeah, right? They're always together on the screen, flying. Not so much. Uncle is also here, you know.
Where's your wife, Nagendra? Right.
Huh?
Where's your wife?
She's doing what I was supposed to be doing, jhadu pocha. Because of this call.
You got a hall pass because of the session, huh?
Don't invite.
So we'll have a session on this, Nagendra.
So I want to be part of the community building activity. You know, I volunteer, and anything I can do, please put me in there. And I will also put some thoughts together. I know Sajid and Vishal can throw enough seed bombs. You know, we will have the forest double. You know, they are the ones who are flying the most these days in great locations.
Not anymore. Gone are those days.
Really, just pick the perfect time to rub it in also.
Yeah. Masala dal ke.
You're telling me, you know, I was busy not flying and looking at your video, so you rubbed it in enough, so it's my chance now.
Okay, thanks a lot. You know, like we need, you know, force to see these things through, and I think to, you know, give a career to, you know, a beautiful career like flying to local boys, you know, and it's a huge country, it's a huge place, and there are immense possibilities, and it'll do a big, you know, to our sport as well. So thank you for that. Like, I really appreciate it.
Manoj is also talking about some tribal boys in their area who they'd like to send. So we could speak about that later, Manoj. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, there was one question from Yusuf. Can we hope SIV in October?
Can we hope SIV in October? So I would say, I can't say actually, I really don't know. But if things go good, then the plan was in September actually, because the rains kind of subside in the north. And I have been to this beautiful site called Pong Dam. And it's a massive, it's like an ocean. It's a huge water body. It's a beautiful place where Evimas has a water sports center. And I was in talks with them to conduct SIV courses there before the season begins. So the idea was that, you know, you do an SIV and then, you know, you go to beer. So that kind of, you know, fits in perfect. It prepares you for the beer season as well. So if things open up and things work out fine, we will do it in September. And then we go to beer for our, you know, thermaling cross country, you know, and courses. If it doesn't happen at Pong Dam, then of course, Bilaspur, some very good news from there. I hope you've been updating yourself. They've totally changed the launch, which was, you know, I used to frown upon that launch because it was not very safe. It was at a trigger point of a thermal, and you had to have, you know, winds coming from left and right, and used to get collapses on the takeoff run, etc. And we had some situations, incidents, even accidents in the past, and I was not really happy, but that's behind us. They made a beautiful, large, massive, safe takeoff. So that's good news from Bilaspur. And like I said, you know, Vishal was with us at Ranjit Sagar, where we were doing, you know, SIV courses with winch. Even Prateek was there and a couple of others. Yogesh was there. So, I mean, I really prefer with the winch because, you know, the whole headache of traveling up the hill, you know, wasting all the time. With a winch, you know, I give you a briefing, you launch, you land next to me, I give you debrief, I give you briefing for the next flight, and you just, you know, walk to the launch. And we were able to go really high. I mean, 1,500, 2,000 feet even. We could do 3, 4, 5 exercises, you know, in one flight. So if that works out for Pong Dam, we'll be on at Pong Dam, most probably September. We're also trying to tie up with the water sports center there. You can also do some water sports along with, you know, your SIV course. So it's not just flying, you have some fun in water as well. And they have these, you know, jet skis and e-foiling. It's a brand new sport. And some of the first e-foils that have come into India are with them already. And I was really excited about e-foiling. That's my next kind of water sport. So you can combine, SIV course along with some water sports. And that would be a go-to place in September if things go, our way. Otherwise, it's anybody's guess. But good thing would be to do it in September, do your SIV course, do some, more practice on your own, and then, we had to be. So that's how it looks like at the moment. But yeah, as we get more visibility on this, we keep you informed of all the plans. And yeah, that's what I have to share at the moment.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much for the input.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Okay. I'll read a few comments also. Ashish Gupta had written, we can drop plant bombs to reforest an area. Yes, Ashish, we have discussed that.
Seed bombs, yeah,
seed bombs. Next was Vainik, Karnataka. We need some native tandem pilots so that more sites become profitable and we have more sites open around the state in Karnataka. Okay. Manoj, like Anita said, like Guwahati, like, local tribal people are ready to get themselves trained, become a tandem pilot. Yes. And Vipin Jain. Yes, sir.
So just to answer, Vainik, you can be part of this, project that we are thinking. And this can be, extended to like many states actually, because India is designed for paragliding. There are mountains everywhere, there are open skies, beautiful weather, and paragliding can really go huge in our country if done in the right way. And we plan to do it in the right way, where we, take them from ground zero to qualified tandem pilots who fly safely, not like, what the world sees us as and laughs at us with those, land karate kind of videos. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if you do it in a proper way, I think there is immense potential for paragliding in India.
Also, from what we've seen now, state governments are quite proactive in terms of adventure tourism, which was never, ever, ever the case. So Maharashtra yet lags behind, but other states, especially Karnataka and, the South and Uttarakhand, they're quite proactive and they are very positive. So, it's possible.
So just to give you an example, I mean, you're all from different states, and just to give an example, there are more than 900 to 1,000 tandem pilots in Himachal. Just Himachal, not Uttarakhand, not UP, just Himachal. And it was the initiative of the government through Avimas, which is a mountaineering institute of allied sports, that these SIVs conducted for them to make them safer tandem pilots because of the accident they were having. I think that was a tremendous initiative. And similarly, I mean, we can approach these state governments through your respective, states. There are amazing potential to, locate flying sites where if there are tandem operations happening, people want to learn to fly, and the sport can really grow like that in our country. And it can, give employment. It can, give character to people, like what we really lack. I mean, adventure sports is real education for people. So, I mean, then the solo flying can, follow up. Once there's a tandem center, tandem flying happening, it kind of takes off from there. That's what's been happening globally. So be part of this, and yeah, we maybe can make a difference.
So Avi, if this group sets an aspiration that, we operationalize 10 new sites with local trained, that would be such an amazing thing in the next few years, right? It would just be fantastic.
Yes.
Very inspiring.
Yes.
Just to go back a little, everyone, is Sunday this time okay for everyone for sessions, for your technical and other capsules and everything? It's okay.
Yes, madam.
Please write in comments what you think of the time, and this is what we feel is, wake up around say, and you're free and you can spend an hour of some good, interesting quality time.
At least it's not 5 a.m. reporting at Lake Paradise. So that's good.
क्या प्रॉब्लम है? गरम ब्रेकफास्ट मिलता है, चाय होता है, फिर साइट पे जाता है.
उड़ने को नहीं मिलेगा तो प्रॉब्लम है 5 बजे उठने को. वैसे कोई दिक्कत नहीं है.
Okay, next was Vipin Jain. He wrote, inspiring someone to fly and discover the whole new world within them is itself a great service. Apart from flying videos, we should post what improvements in our lives are introduced due to our association to this sport and great community. Yes, Vipin, we are open. Like, if you have any ideas, you can directly, message me or talk to me. And once the season starts, maybe we can do a short series of videos about this topic. Like, I can shoot and we can edit and post it on our platform, like YouTube video, it can be, or on Facebook or somewhere. And apart from that, we are also open for blogs. If you write blogs, if you have artworks regarding paragliding, poems regarding paragliding, if you're okay to share, you can share it with me. We'll be happy to share it on our website, in our blog section, and on our social media.
That was
very
Nath,
I'll work towards that.
Yes.
Okay, just to add to that, we have a closed Facebook group as well. And you can take initiative and start, some interesting threads as well. Like I had a session with our team, and we can have in our, Zoom session as well. When we have an online session, that everybody comes with something to share, some knowledge of paragliding, which they think nobody will know, and that will surely help you as a pilot. So you go search, find something interesting to share. Everybody comes with one. We had this session with our team. I'd asked everyone to come with two, and that was so enlightening and so, knowledge enhancing. That was beautiful. And we got to know difference between speed flying and, speed riding. What is the difference between a speed wing and a mini wing, and hundreds of things like this, So also I had another thought, sharing with Anita that, start a thread that, okay, share your best picture, and write a little story, like 2-liner, what it is. So everybody shares the best paragliding picture or something. It becomes really, like it kind of gets you in the game, and, it's a beautiful sharing.
Just revisiting a really prominent memory or even a simple one can, do a lot of good things to us and to others. You never know.
So you can start, threads like this on our club page. And of course, on our online sessions, we'll have sessions like this where everybody, shares, like, what is the one thing you'd like to share about as a pilot, which you think really is going to be helpful, and you learned it through your own mistake, and you share that, that this is how I learned this, and this is really, something really, powerful, and I like to share this with you, with the incident that made you teach that particular thing. And it can be beautiful. Like everybody comes with their one incident where they had a solid learning that they want to share, So I think we can enrich ourselves with like this in a beautiful way.
I remember we were on a tandem in Greece, and in extremely strong winds, Avi and I, we didn't land on the beach. We got dragged almost 0.5 kilometer, and the entire tandem wing split in half. It was a crazy incident. So we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I would like to just add the very, very elementary human life qualities like perseverance, having balance, when you are in the air. These are some of the learnings which we collectively, look into our lives. And I have personally got amazing inputs in the, attitude, in the behavior, in the ability to manage things due to the sport and the community. And these things, apart from just the joy of flying, if we can highlight one by one, and then it will help our friends and colleagues to imbibe those learnings and then fly with us as well.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, I make I make part of my debriefs, like I do draw parallels in life from, flying, and they're huge, just simply being in the present moment. Like it takes the sport is all about being here and now, which is the only truth of life, future and past are just mental projections and memory, but being in the present, to be alive. I mean, of course, Vipin, there are 1,000 takeaways, and it'll be beautiful to share that in our online sessions, and to enrich other lives that we touch, like you're saying, our family, our friends, and our workplace. So yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next question was from KK. KK, if you're available, you can directly ask the question. KK.
Yeah, hi everyone. Sorry, took time to unmute. Okay, Abhi, my question is, see, we've been doing a lot of flying in Beer and Kamshet and Panchgani, but you know, we are not doing anything to explore more as a community, as for the sport, like for solo flying. Like, let's not look at it only as a perspective of tandem, but you know, personally for me, I would want to explore more. And in India, we are not doing anything about flatland flying. And Daksh, I am sure you guys know him. A lot of us know him here. He's found a site somewhere between Delhi and Jaipur, the hills. I don't recall the name exactly. According to him, it has a great potential, but what that guy always fall backs on is he's got nobody to fly with him over there, you know. So what can we do to explore more such areas and, you know, grow the sport as a community, not just for tandem, but for a solo adventurer also. Yeah.
Let's just go and show up, man, KK. What's wrong? Let's go.
Okay.
I don't want to talk to you about it, okay? You got moral responsibilities. I don't want to remind you.
No, but seriously, guys, what Manoj and Jewel are doing in the Northeast in terms of exploring new sites and in terms of opening them up, for whatever, so that sort of ambassadorship is needed for, you know, the other sites as well, in terms of maybe, I don't know how many people will be up for something like that, but like a regular sort of what KK just said, you know, a regular plan to explore new sites is something really, I think that would really help. Like, go find them and sort of promote them as well. You know, maybe a few people, a core bunch can just, you know, be like, I'm pretty sure Sajid will be one of the guys who's like, yes, come on, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy to join in as well. So yeah, just find a bunch of people and go. KK, say when, man.
See, I would definitely say it cannot be just any bunch of people. You know, we really need experienced pilots, because I myself would not want to be the first to jump the hill unless Avi goes first.
Again, that
all his life.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll take a moment here, because you know, the favorite part of paragliding for me is, you know, finding and flying at new sites. I mean, this is my favorite part. Of course, flying with the birds and other, but finding new sites, it's a big high for me. And when I began, you know, paragliding in Manali, I used to just, you know, climb hills and, you know, take off. Sometimes people used to join me, and of course, these locals would say, "You go first." So I've heard that before. Now we have done this kind of flying in Kamshet. I think Rohit and Vez and Sajid will remember. We have driven, you know, towards Nasik side. We've flown so many sites, beautiful sites, but we never thought of developing them. It's just like, you know, I'm free and we drive and we fly and we come back. There are loads and loads of sites like that. We've flown Raigad, and there are a lot of sites like this we've already explored, actually. Okay. And you're right. I mean, this country is huge, and future, actually, I would say, of paragliding would be, you know, in the future, it would be Himalayas. So yeah, I mean, you're right that it's not an easy thing to actually find a site. Okay. To taking it to a level where, you know, it becomes a flying site and people are going and flying there.
I'll just say one thing. I wouldn't want to develop that site as a flying site, but I want that explorer in the pilot to explore more sites, to fly new sites. It needn't necessarily be that we make a flying site out of every site, but we have to explore more areas. We have to, you know, we have to go into the unknown. As a pilot, we have that, you know, we have those wings that can carry us anywhere we want. You know, it may not be like, if we talk about cross-country flying in Panchgani, it may not be very conducive for tandem flying, but it's a great place to be a pilot, you know, a solo pilot. Would you agree to that? So,
yeah, I mean, Kamshet has limitation in terms of it's a very, you know,
I said
zone because of
Panchgani.
Panchgani is beautiful for cross-country flying, no doubt. So let me answer it like this. Let me answer it like this, that, you know, you all know wall based flying, yeah? Flying and camping. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is kind of sprouting in India now. Okay.
Correct.
So that kind of answers your questions. Yeah. We start flying camping. It is a beautiful thing. We tried, like, you know, a bit in Dehradun. We were, you know, there, and we got some club pilots also to come and fly there. Panchgani, we are trying really hard to get it open now, and it's a beautiful place. and Viz did an amazing flight from, Panchgani to Pavna. So, I mean, there are routes, there are flying sites. It's just that we don't have enough pilots, basically. Okay. We don't have enough pilots in the country, and not enough flying is happening, solo flying. I mean, you can count people who fly like this on our fingertips. So we need to make more pilots. We need to have, like groups of pilots who are going out, exploring. And we share that information that, okay, a group of pilots, we are going there if you want to join in. Like my plan in Manali was, I had discovered a place where we could actually camp. My idea was to camp at about 3,200 meters. It's a beautiful, huge meadow. And you can top land there, you can launch from there. So idea was to, fly, go around flying 50, 60, whatever kilometers, depending on the day, come back and land there. And there's a permanent camp there. So it was kind of a opening up of, safe Volbiv in the country. So yeah, initiatives like this, and people are interested, like the plan was in this June, but maybe it won't kind of happen because of the situation. But yeah, I mean, we need more pilots. We need more independent, free pilots who are passionate to, go further. Unfortunately, I don't know why the sport has not really picked up in our country. It's a huge country, amazing for flying, and yet we don't have any pilots. I mean, you look at a small country like Switzerland, it is like a puny little size. There are 60 paragliding schools, 60. So they make pilots, and there are like 60,000 registered hobby pilots in France. I mean, they have a culture, So I don't know, like, more schools, we need to make pilots. And then, of course, it kind of goes from there. I mean, we have a sizable community now where, Volbiv is sprouting. And then what happens is that when there are actual flying sites, where there are tandems happening, that inspires people to go and learn to fly. So it kind of takes off from there. But if nobody knows about paragliding and it happens only in 2-3, places, it doesn't really grow. So you don't have, a sizable number of pilots to, go around and, fly. Because if there were enough pilots in India and they were flying in the Himalayas, half the world will be, maybe it's not a great thing as well. Everybody would be in the Himalayas because they're the most gorgeous places to fly.
There are a few sites in the south also that are opening up.
I mean, we've been to Vagamon. It is another amazing place. I've flown in Munnar.
Yelagiri.
Munnar was amazing. You could really travel. My pastime is I go on Google Earth and I fly all the time, discovering new sites. On the border of, Tamil Nadu and Kerala, oh my God, there are beautiful mountains and amazing cross-country can happen. You take off from Kerala, it is facing east, and you land in Tamil Nadu and the whole ridges are there. Pomudi is another place. And I mean, this country is like, oh my God, like it's like, a kid in a candy store. They can be.
Abhi?
Yeah.
Please. Have you contemplated the reason why we have such less independent pilots or solo pilots? Have you ever contemplated deep? Or do you have any theory behind it at all?
Well, this is, I think we think about this all the time, like how to make pilots, and our whole business is to make pilots. We want more pilots in the skies, Indians in the Indian skies. That's our whole objective. It's been like this for the last 20 years, but it's not been easy. I mean, Anita, you should share some of the experiences where,
Yeah, the reason is I'm trying to lead you on.
Sorry?
I was trying to lead you on, and I was going to ask you, do you think the culture in the country itself is lacking an adventure kind of a culture?
Do
you think we take less? Yeah, so we take much less risk.
We don't grow up on adventure sports. I was lucky to have a dad like this who took me on my first trek when I was 6 years old. And I've always been on the mountains since then. But I didn't know any other girl in the entire of Bandra at that time who did that at that age. Yeah. So we don't grow up on adventure sports. But things are changing. I don't think we should be so pessimistic. We are getting, braver, and we are trying to answer back to people who say, are you crazy? Why are you doing this? But it is a it is a mental aspect and mental culture change, Vainik. It's not so much the physicality of it.
Anita and me have gone and given, presentations in, corporate houses to introduce the sport. Like, we are doing this. This is possible. You can fly. And we show videos and we give this presentation. And at the end of the presentation, people are standing and clapping. And we've given a
but no take back, nothing to take back.
Nothing.
No, they put
Nothing to
garlands,
take back.
like gifters garlands are very nice. So cool people and blah, blah, blah.
But
See,
like they're going to each other and saying, they're crazy, man. Like,
Yeah.
Steve, I'll just say
another
one thing.
is,
There is
Vishal wants to say
just a
something.
moment. I want to share what happened to hang gliding. All over the world, hang gliding, was being practiced. Why not in India at all? Why didn't hang gliding take off at all? Because only the army was doing it. There were no schools, no instructors.
No
and
infrastructure.
It got to be known as, it got to be known as a death sport. And no hang gliding in India. Paragliding, fortunately, we had some schools going. And because of the schools, we had some pilots. And you can see like a little, whimper. But yeah, I mean, we would so want pilots in our country flying in the Indian skies.
That's why, Vainik, most of our work has been on giving information and clearing.
Yeah, so people come in. Yeah.
More than anything else. Vishal, you were saying something.
Yes. All the information, everything we're giving, all our videos, everything we put out, all our posts, all our pages are all in English.
I can't hear you. Need to go a little louder.
I said all our posts, all our pages, all the information we're putting out, everything is in English. So for example, when on Twitter, if I tweet something in English, it may get 150, 250, 350 retweets. If I tweet something in Hindi, it gets 1,500 retweets. 2,000 retweets. There's a fundamental. You also watch videos from pilots in France. They speak French. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying all of us need to communicate in Hindi, but where we are putting out messages that need to reach people, where we are. For example, the reason that Land Karade video is so famous is because that guy is speaking Hindi throughout. So it's traveled across over
Hindi.
and above. I mean, more than Hindi, correct. His emotion is being conveyed with that. But I'm serious. It's really important.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
okay, we'll keep this in mind, Nina.
So recently, I've got the whole question bank of EPPI converted into Hindi.
Yeah.
So like the SIVs I did, I mean, Vishal was party to that. It was the whole briefing, debriefing, everything was in Hindi.
I don't know if that strictly qualifies as Hindi also.
Why was it some Haryanvi
also? That's English.
So
more accepted.
So yeah, I mean, APPI has been open, and soon we'll have exams you can take in Hindi. If you don't understand a question, you can choose exams in Hindi. So yeah, I mean, to reach out, we need that. I mean, our school, we actually also advertise that, we speak Hindi, we speak Marathi, we speak English.
And we do training in Hindi and even Marathi,
we
actually.
We have trained so many, in...
Of course.
Speak,
but videos, he's right. Videos, we need
this information dissemination doesn't happen in local languages.
Yeah.
One.
Yes.
Two, also, I strongly recommend another model, which is stuff that people are doing for everything else these days, which is seeding the product, which in our case is paragliding, into socially influential circles. You know what I'm saying? Like every year conducting specific, an exercise basically where you bring people in, you invite certain people to come check it out, do your P1, come for free, come check it out. You know what I'm saying? That's an important sort of aspect of it. I think that social influencer messaging is key at this point in time. People see people doing it who are aspirational to them, and then therefore they, more of them show up. I think it's a suggestion, and I'm happy to help you reach whoever you want. So just whenever you want to do it, just say the word.
Yeah, we'll take you on that.
I've got another point.
Idea I'll just share before Sajid takes on. Is that maybe, stuff that you post, videos and all, maybe we can start, doing it in Hindi. So maybe we reach people and we inspire more people to take up this sport. Just a thought.
So Vishal, when we used to have our summer festival now, we used to send out invites to all non-pilots, and so a lot of people, it would become like a spectator thing, but it's not happened like in 2 years, So I get what you're saying, because that made a big difference.
Okay. So, Anita, first of all, you starting adventure sport does that mean because you were staying on Pali Hill? You're already on a hill.
Yes, you are right. My first experience of flying was on my tricycle down Pali Hill, and I fell off the road. I remember that very clearly. I was in the air.
Why are you encouraging him with that answer? Why did
I
you even
always
answer
encourage because I get it.
And on a serious note, there is another aspect to KK's question. KK's question is why are we not developing pilots? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
I just said like serious note. Okay.
Yeah, it's very odd for me. But what is also happening is within the community of pilots that we already have, people who want to go and find out new stuff it needs a group. You cannot do it on your own. Like KK said, I don't want to go alone. I want Avi to go first. He wants a group to go. The same thing happens with our community. Like we have seen this many times at Tower also. People are hesitant to come and talk to you. People are hesitant to come and talk to instructors. They want to find things on their own. So and we always tell people, come and talk to us. Come and talk to people who are on the senior instructors from Temple Pilots, and everybody helps everybody. But we always find people who have, after I started the podcast, I've got people calling and telling me also stuff that it is very difficult for them to find this information or fly together. They want to fly together and learn from a group. And if you encourage this group learning, that makes exploration easier. Because there are people come out with ideas. We fly as a group. It makes it easier for people to travel from Mumbai to Kamshet together. It takes away a lot of pain barriers. Otherwise, if it was a single pilot, would not do. So that's another thing we need to encourage. If you during this last season, we ourselves, me, Rohit, Vishal, Karthik, Desh, everybody in that group, we planned so many new sites beyond that Uksan Lake. We planned that we found out some site. We were planning to fly from Temple opposite Tower. Vishal and I were trying to find out the ridge behind Pavna Lake opposite that place. So we didn't go eventually because we were hungry to fly, and the thing changed. So that's Vishal is showing that place where. So if you build a community, if you encourage that community, Avi, you were doing this last year, where you were making club pilots come and head something. Maybe we need to encourage that and take that inhibition away from asking questions, asking things. There was this one pilot incident in Tower. Every time I want to do a move, I would find one pilot right behind me, niche. And I was like, shit, move, man. I want to do this. So I would go this side and he would come follow me behind there. I was like, why? I got very upset. Like, I want to do something. Why are you following me? Like, and every time I turn into a thermal, he's waiting here.
He was air stalking you.
Air stalking me. So I asked him, I went down and I asked him, I said, dude, why are you not moving? I'll go on you, I want to do some maneuver. He's saying, oh, okay. No, I just want to learn from you, sir. I wanted to follow exactly what you do. So why not ask that question? Then I had to explain, let's fly together, but don't do it this way. So these kind of things happen. So Avi, I think you need to start that again. That will really help build the community in smaller groups.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we are already exceeding our time. Ninad, can we take some final questions and,
We have a couple of them more. Shabad has asked, can a tailor-made refresher be designed for club pilot who have not flown since the pandemic started?
Okay, the answer to that is that we had designed this because we were aware that people will have gaps. So we have designed refresher courses, a 2 to 3 day program, and we will continue this. So of course, 6 month gap, 1 year gap, 3 months gap, whatever level you are at, we start on the ground, whatever, gaps we see in your, skills, we fill those up. And I think a lot of pilots came. I remember a lot of pilots came for a refresher.
Ravi came for a kiting. Jaidit came.
Yeah. So yes, it is in place and we will continue with that. We will have a refresher course for everybody. You just come and we refresh all the skills. And we observe your flights. We see if there are any gaps, and we suggest that, okay, you know, this is what you need to upgrade, this particular skill you need to work on. And so we do have that in place, Shabad. And thank you for that. It is very essential in a sport like this, because I must share with you, it happened in Europe. The moment the lockdown, you know, was shut and things opened up, there were so many accidents. Okay,
Yeah.
because, you know, like, people don't mind taking risks. They've been inside, they want to just go and, you know, go berserk. And there was a big spike in, you know, the number of accidents. And I am aware of this since I've been in aviation all my life, that gaps take you back. And a refresher, we also call it continuity training, is a must before you, you know, set yourself out. So for pilot for any level, I recommend this. And we had designed this, and we were offering this to all our club pilots. So yes, this is there, and we also call it a refresher. Yeah. Okay.
Avi, I'd like to add to that. Is it okay?
Yes, please.
Yeah, okay. So just a very small experience of what you're saying. It is so important to have a refresher thing, not just about flying, but even like, you know, how you put up your kit after a long time. This time, my first flight in Beef, I had like a fair amount of hundreds of hours on me. I actually took off with my one leg strap open in my harness, you know, and that was, I mean, it really took me back in my flying, that how can I do such a blunder, you know? It is the most basic of and the most important blunders that you can commit. So it's very important to go through everything step by step, right from buckling in of your harness to setting up your glider, everything. It's very, very important. We can't take it for granted at all, especially after such a long time.
Yeah, you know, like I can recommend, even, you know, if you're free and you're really going, you know, like bonkers in your head, practice, you know, opening your glider at your home, getting ready for launch, you know, like don't open the glider fully, like, I mean, but just getting really familiar with your kit. So we had created a space, you know, in our, you know, where we are at a flying base, and there were sessions being conducted just for this.
Connection practice.
Connection practice, and doing your pre-films properly and getting really familiar, because launch is we'll go in another direction now, but I mean, yeah, I mean, you make a big point there. Thanks, KK.
Okay.
So, KK, I'd like you to be part of this, you know, core group as well to organize the online sessions.
Yeah, that'd be my pleasure. Absolutely.
Great, cool. Okay, Ninad.
Next was Arvind Oak. Winch launch can be a great option to introduce paragliding to new areas. A spectacular will be a reluctant climb a hill. With the winch, we can take the sport to schools and villages.
Yes, but you know, you need a fairly long strip. Okay, I mean, a winch is an amazing tool where you don't need a hill, and at least 1 kilometer stretch you need, and if that is there, we can do much more. So finding a, you know, stretch like this is not easy, and permissions are, you know, another issue altogether. But yes, I mean, it brings in, like for flatland flying, for example, I mean, all these world records in Brazil, like 530, 80 kilometers, are all on winch. And flatland flying, we do have a winch team with us, by the way. And if we decide on a place for flatland flying exploring, we can, you know, go ahead.
Okay, Nina.
Okay, Nina.
Next.
Okay, then there are many comments. Manish has written, like, you know, more than using Hindi as a language for training, all the promotional videos can be in English. And like, he has also written, one big thing that can make any concept spread is by making it open source. How can we make paragliding open source?
Say again, I didn't understand that. I was just reading.
How can we make paragliding open source?
What do you mean?
So open source essentially means anything where people can contribute. So for example, Android apps are open source. Anyone can make an app and, you know, upload it, and then everyone has access to it. So basically information coming in from various sources, you know, in a centralized place where everyone can access it.
Yeah, I understand it in terms of, you know, apps and stuff, but
yeah,
I mean, for us, like, it's like, you know, we made these online sessions, you know, last off season. So there is a whole range. Ninad can put it up again. They're all 1 hour to hour and a half of very powerful, strong knowledge, information for pilots, starting from how to choose a glider to launches, to landings, to thermaling, to cross country, to instruments, to. So it is all available on our YouTube channel. It is an open source platform.
Also, by nature, paragliding, by nature, like your Facebook page is open source. Anyone can put up anything there. So in terms of videos, in terms of information, in terms of gear, all of it is already there. So how to make it more open source or more accessible, that I don't understand.
Then we have, our, Tamil pilots FB close group of club pilots, which is kind of an open source, like where we share information, like, guys are putting videos, like Rohit put the other day about his, the speed bar landing.
Our YouTube channel.
So if you have any question, you want to know any information, just put it on the club page, say, hey, guys, can we talk about this? I have some doubts. You will see, guys are there, they will respond, instructors are there, and we'll be very happy, to put in, our experience and knowledge, and all pilots are happy to share. I mean, they are in fact overzealous in sharing. So it's not a problem. So club pilot page, just write what you want and we're there for you. If you're an APPI member, there is, a manual is available. It is readily, accessible, and you can, practice online exams. And the whole community, this is an open source, all of us for each other, take help. And I'll just read what Ashish had written quickly. He's saying,
Vishal, you need to leave?
I had come for a refresher course. It's definitely a must. My glider is sitting in a closet. Does it need to come out once in a while? So, yeah, I mean, yes, you need to air your glider at least once a month. Bring it in fresh, dry air.
Give it a hug and a kiss.
And, in open space, if there is sun, and, of course, do that. Please do that.
AC.
These equipment, this fabric has a shelf life. Okay. If you keep your glider brand new for 10 years and you open it, it'll fly beautifully for maybe 10, 20, 30 flights. And suddenly the material will degrade so fast that you will be having deep stalls. So it does have a shelf life. Don't think your glider is brand new after 5, 6 years and it's not been used. So please, once a month, air it. And if you are in a very damp place, moist place like Bombay, please keep it in an AC place where you use the AC so it's dry, or use a dehumidifier.
Like we do.
We have like about 6 of them in our stores. We constantly running during, the monsoon season. Moisture is a killer. It's going to destroy your glider. So please use an AC room or a dehumidifier. Make sure you keep your fabric, clear from moisture. Not just the fabric, even the risers and the whole thing. Okay, so I hope answer that.
Thank you for answering that.
Sorry?
Thank you for answering that.
Okay, cool. So I don't know why I feel like rushing. I mean, we passed 12 and I said that.
I guess we are done with the questions.
Ninad, anything else?
No, I guess we are done.
Okay.
Yeah, Karthik, I read what you're saying and it's right. And unfortunately, that is the situation. Yeah.
What is
Karthik? Yeah, that's true, Anita. I mean, after you were there for the talk with my company, and that exactly was what the perception was that I got, that everyone felt that it's such a adventure. And in fact, that goes for all adventure sports. People think of it as elitist. And that somewhere I think is just putting off people to really approach us and try it out, even try it out for that matter.
Very true. You can imagine, Anita and me, 20 years back, trying to sell paragliding. I mean, we used to go to cafeterias and randomly ask people, hey, would you like to fly? So, yeah, I mean, you can play a role like, Karthik recently organized a nice, talk. He invited Anita to talk about paragliding and, experiences. And that's how we reach out. So if you have, opportunities where, we could come in and talk about paragliding, we show video, we share our journey, and we say how beautiful a sport this is. And I mean, it is transformational. You all know it's not just flying. It's transforming you, like Vipin mentioned. It changes your perspective. It changes how you look at life itself. And I mean, everybody should fly just because you can in this day and age. And it is not elitist, but you're so right. I mean, people do see that this is not for me. And this is for some, freaks who have, a lot of time and money and, faltu, like from their family, whatever. But this we need to change. This is upon us. I mean, we are the ambassadors for this sport in our country, and we can play a role. Like, when it was really passionate there, like, why don't we have more pilots? So we can play a role, and let us, do what we can. And we are there available to do our bit from our experience. And yes, let's have paragliding, growing and, blooming in our country.
Karthik, however, I must tell you, I mean, on a slightly positive note, this season, whatever 4-5 months we had of it, we had the maximum number of Hindi-speaking students. There were government officials, there were, some like related to different fields, who clearly told us that we would like it in Hindi. And we said, yeah, why not? In fact, there were 2 only in Marathi also. So wow. It was a good thing to see. And more than that, the rest of the group, the batch they were in, were beautifully sort of gelling in. And everyone used to do their whole debrief in Hindi, which was such a sweet, lovely thing to see. So I remember, this has also happened, which is like and
that's the change you're seeing over time then.
Yeah.
I remember like this season, like doing debriefs in 2 languages. Quite a few times. So yeah. So, okay. I think we would come to the end of this wonderful, beautiful session. Again, big thanks from our hearts. And we will get the core team together one of these days, tomorrow, day after, and we'll put our heads together to start announcing the online sessions. We welcome you to, participate. And again, like it's another project, Pilots for Pilots, where, you play a role to, as an ambassador for this sport in India, to promote it, come up with ideas, and we are there. And we could do this. So, yeah, please send us messages, even personally. It's okay if you have any ideas to share, to take this forward and further. Sky is the limit for us to what we can do together as a force, as a team. And yeah, in all this doom and gloom, we can be together and we can make a difference to each other's lives and bring smiles and be ready for a fantastic future after this is behind us. And we can go out, in a big way to chase our dreams and make our lives wonderful and beautiful. And like I said in the beginning, now is the time to plan what you really want to do with your life. You have the time. You have no excuse, to go really sharp with what you really want out of this life. And let's meet again. I really look forward. I'm available. Please, if you have anything personal to talk, anything, you want another friend's perspective, please send a message. I'm happy to talk as a friend. And I'm so happy, like I said before at the beginning, that this energy field is, my family and our family. It's amazing to meet everyone here, and hope to meet again and have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Sunday, and lots of love.
Hey, Doc!
Doc and dog.
Oh, wow. How is he doing?
Meet Doc's dog. So thank you from our hearts, and catch you soon again.
Thanks, Avi. Thanks, Anita.
Thank you, Avi.
Love you all, yeah, guys.
Thanks,
If
Avi. Thanks, Anita.
You can hang out. I want to say hi to the girls.
Please
Ragini, hi, Ragini. Who else is here? Tripti is here. Hi, Tripti.
Hi, Anita. Hi, ma'am.
Hi,
Ansel.
Hi.
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Hi, Anita. I'm going to log in as a girl next time.
What nonsense.
I'm going to put
No
Shama.
girl says, hey, no one so like, these are pilots, okay?
Anita, next time I'll log in as Shama.
no, Shyam. I'll give you a special flying
Bandra.
kiss. So nice to see you, my dear.
Nice to see you
He
guys.
already has
Nice
a
to
friend
see
called Shama.
Yeah.
Could be me. Yeah. Avi, I have something for next time. I know it was a bit late today, but for next time I'll see you. Yeah.
Okay, great. You're at home?
I got home, just finished my quarantine 2 weeks, and I've just been home.
Welcome home.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you. See, I didn't want to get stuck like last year. So
I remember. We remember.
lovely.
Take care.
Get well soon.
So good.
Bye, Sajid.
Stay healthy.
Bye,
Everyone, stay safe.
Bye.
Stay healthy.
Bye, Doc.
Bye.
Bye, Sajid.
Bye.
Bye, Arif.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Avi. Bye, Anita.
Bye, Nagendra.
Take care.
Bye, guys. Daddy, how are you?